update again, guys, as we talk about Manchester United right ahead of their clash with Spurs, and a lot of different news happening in the ethos right now. Jadon Sancho getting an assist on his debut, 30 minutes that won over the Borussia Dortmund fans all over again, I would say. Other things to note, a lot of people talking about Alvaro Fernandez, that was supposed to be a permanent deal to Benfica. A lot of fans been disappointed by this, but as reports have shown to proven what I have been saying, guys, it's a loan deal with an option to buy and a buyback clause for Manchester United also in place in the contract. As we move on, guys, this has interest in Manchester United star Anthony Martial. Guys, what are your thoughts? Get in the comments. Let me know what you're as we get ready to start this again. It's your boy Marken with the daily update. And we're going to start really quickly off the road as we go. First things first, always information coming in the ethos. And it's one of those things, guys. Everyone's talking about Erik ten Hag. Everyone's talking about Jadon Sancho. What's really going on? What's really going on? A lot of people are saying lots of different things. But in my honest opinion, what can you really, really say? It's just one of those things, guys. And let's get into it. As we talk about Jadon Sancho marks his Borussia Dortmund with a return victory over Darmstadt, getting an assist after 30 minutes of play. Everyone says he seems to be sticking it to Erik ten Hag. But I would say to everyone, let him go, let him perform. Some players need to leave the club. It's one of those things where, you can't be sad to see a player leave if he's not performed well at or given his best, or seemed like he wants to give his best every single game. It's just one of those things where you got to agree the manager has to be left to manage. And Stephanie Gifford is coming in here. Bench return only can see both starting, not fully match fit, but wait and see. And she's talking about Casemiro and Licha, who are also returning today to fitness and should be open for match selection today. And I also agree. We may not see both of them starting, but I think we might see, Casemiro in the starting role. And then maybe when he comes off, Licha comes on in a defensive role to replace one of the starting defenders. I think Johnny Evans might start today. One of those things. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. Already at 5 likes, guys. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Smash the notification bell so you know when I'm live. And guys, if you're always here, don't forget to keep the comments coming. Let me hear your views and your thoughts on these topics. Let me go through this article a little bit. As we see, it's on caught offside. Instant impact from Jadon Sancho to Borussia Dortmund. The 23-year-old had not played senior football since August, but he wasted little time after entering action as a 55th minute substitution. Sancho had a shot blocked soon after coming on, and in the 77th minute, he found space in the area to tee up Marco Reus for the visitors' second goal. Dortmund, who had been leading the game since Julian Brandt opened the 25th minute, wrapped up the victory closing moments with Youssoufa Moukoko. Sancho said on Sky Sports, "Ever since I've come back, it's felt like home, and I'm happy to be on the pitch again. I just want to be happy again, be back on the pitch, and help the team get back into the top 3 and qualify for the Champions League. I've got personal goals that I'm not going to say for now. I just want to help the team." And, hats off to him. I hope he performs well. I hope he grabs goals and assists every game week because, I would like to see his value skyrocket back to where, close to 70 million, what we paid for him, guys. I don't know if this is your opinions as well, but these certainly are mine. Guys, the next topic as we're going on, we're definitely going to go to Alvaro Fernandez, guys. And it's here we go. Alvaro Fernandez to Benfica on loan. Guys, what are your thoughts? Get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. And Manchester United have fully reached agreement for the 20-year-old. Previous reports suggested it was a permanent deal joining the Portuguese champions. But that is no longer the case. I will repeat, that is no longer the case. The 20-year-old is in fact on the verge of joining Benfica as a loan, right, guys? It's a loan, and the agreement is in place between the two clubs, and there's a buy option clause and a buyback as well for Manchester United. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. You know, I'm always worried about what the board decision is going to be, and it's one of those things where it's never too much. You know, because you can't put anything past these guys. They've been running the club into the ground for the last decade, making poor decisions on transfers. Not only poor decision on transfers, but they're incapable of selling players for, average cost effective prices, like what Man City and Chelsea do. Average price of a player going out is usually somewhere in the region of 20 million. We usually get somewhere in the region of a couple 100,000. It's ridiculous for one of the top clubs in the champion in the English flight football. You know what I mean? So, guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Alvaro Fernandez, it's a loan deal, no longer a permanent move. Guys, I'm pretty sure you're happy with it, as I am, because this is a young talent that I think should have been starting in replacement for Luke Shaw. We should not have got a loan for Regulon. We should have just used this youngster who has seemed to not only flourish, but constantly keep up the good work at Granada, who are certainly sad to lose his services after the first 6 months. Stephanie Griffith is coming in alone, okay, but I wouldn't sell him at all. Yes, Alvaro is a real talent. I think he should be starting for our club right now. There shouldn't be anything on the cards about selling this youngster. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. And let's move it along. Big up to you, Alien Tenno. How are you doing, bro? I know you're getting ready to go up to the game, home game today. And let's talk about this, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy to see these two guys come out on the pitch today as the duo returns to strengthen the spine of United starting 11. How will this impact the performances going forward? Tano, what's good, my bro? How are you doing, man? Hope you're having a great morning. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to see you a bit later when you come in for the match preview at live from Old Trafford. It's going to be an exciting one. First game of the season. I think the United lads are going to rock up to this game, the first game of the new year in the Premier League. I think they're going to do pretty well in this game. It's one of those things. I'm excited to see Casemiro back. He's back from injury, and it's one of those things where it's like, you can't only expect that he's going to be the best performer, but one thing you can expect is the mentality that never say die, and he's always going to provide a goal threat going forward. It's one of those things where he may not have great form to start the season, but he was one of the top scorers in the first couple of games that we had when he was fit. So there's always a goal in this guy. Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Ineos is there now, so maybe you get Ineos Wi-Fi instead of, the Glazer Wi-Fi, which always be cutting out, like the leaky roofs, man. You know what it is, Alien. It's one of those things. And I'm gonna go into this article where Eric Ten Hag is defending Manchester United's short-term approach to January transfers, and Eric Ten Hag saying Walt Weghorst's loan spell last season was a success. Success is bound to grab headlines, but the manager did have a go at defending the club's short-term approach to January transfers. The manager also said he would be considered looking for loan moves again this month if the right opportunity came up, which is an obvious attempt to tell every football agent in the world that United are in the market for loan signings. It's also important to note that United's issues with meeting the financial fair play rules mean they can only shop in the loan market again this January. That is the biggest reason that Manchester United is restricted to this market. But it really shouldn't come as a surprise. A year ago, United signed Jack Butland on loan as a backup goalkeeper before completing temporary loan deals for Marcel Sabitzer and Weghorst, neither of which were that much of a success. I guess to play the devil's advocate, you could say that they served a purpose, but neither were United standards. Sabitzer's influence was cut short due to injury, but he didn't do enough to warrant a permanent switch to Old Trafford and eventually joined Borussia Dortmund. Meanwhile, Weghorst just scored 2 goals in 31 games. United lost two players to loans during the week, including Jadon Sancho and Joe Hugo, while Alvaro Fernandez is set to follow them by joining Portuguese champions Benfica. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. What's going on? This is a bit of the information right now as we head on to the topic at hand, which is Manchester United versus Spurs. Bound to be one of those games that has goals in it. You know, a lot of people are talking about Spurs and Alien Tennos coming in. Yeah, the big rat will probably have a wave about on the pitch, incoming boot licking. I expected the same thing. We have 7G at Old Trafford now with the 7 Glazer in place. Stephanie Griffith knows what I mean. She's totally got the topic. Big up to you, GB, getting in. I'm early today, GB, and you're the one that's late. First times for everything, my bro. First times for everything. Yeah, but Alien Tenno, you know, you took the words right out my mouth. I would pair Varane with Kwambala. You know, that youngster is showing good promise. He's performing really well. You know, he came on, give a good account for himself. A lot of people are saying, you know, we need to get a new center back. We need to get a new center back. Yeah, we need to get some new center backs, but this guy needs to get his chances, bro. This guy certainly needs to get some more chances. He seems very competent, you know, very composed on the ball. He knows what to do. He doesn't do too much. He keeps it simple, and he's very good on the ball. You know, it's one of those things where the talent is shining through. You know, a lot of fans have complained about the manager giving a lot of more youths the time and the chances that they deserve. You know, it's one of those things where the season is progressing how it is, but at the same time, you know, thank God we have these youths coming through and showing their being able to showcase their ability. Stephanie Griffith is saying United winning by more than 2 goals will be a rarity, but still going for a 3-1 victory. 3 points are vital, 100%. And Stephanie, we have an identical score. Stephanie got the Man City prediction 100% spot on yesterday with a 3-2 victory. Wow, Kevin De Bruyne coming back was a huge impact, but this is about Manchester United, so let's not talk about that. Yeah, bro. Werner's a busy player. Yes, Kambwala will keep tabs on him. You know, this is why I'm getting forward to thinking that maybe we might see such a starting 11 like this today, because it's one of those things where, you know, Onana remained, so he will definitely be in goal, but I would like to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka down that right side, because, you know, if it's someone to harry and put in a tackle and keep Werner off his toes, would be Wan-Bissaka, in my opinion. Well, I have Leacher there, but, you know, I'm just saying because I think he might come on in the second half. But I would definitely start Varane with Kwambala. Diego Dalot would play off the left for me, and I would go with Casemiro, Bruno, and Mainu in the midfield. You know, and I would have Ericsson come on in the second half so he could kind of, you know, open the game up and do his thing and, you know, finish the game strong. You know, Rashford, Hoyland, Garnacho up front. You know, we have Ahmad on the bench. I think the youngster has shown that he could come into a game and make an impact. You know, I would like to see him coming to this game. If I had my way, I'd probably start him over Rashford and switch Garnacho back to the left. You know what I mean? And have him come on, and then I'd probably bring Rashford on in the second half on the 70th minute along with Anthony, just for a change. You know what I mean? And let them be fresh players run at the defense for the last 20 minutes or so. It's one of those things, guys. I don't know what you're thinking, Alien. What's your score prediction today? Yeah, ETH better not play Menu on his own. And this is why I'm saying if he plays Casemiro with him, I think Casemiro, you know, having done the role already himself, he would know exactly where he needs to be to assist Menu and provide him with the coverage as an experienced midfielder. You know, and then, you know, we could let Menu, you know, and Casemiro alternate, because Casemiro was the holding midfielder at Real Madrid. So I'm pretty sure, you know, maybe the setup might be Casemiro at the base and Kobe Mainu as the 8, and maybe they alternate throughout the game depending on the circumstances. You know, it's one of those things I was thinking about, and I think that would be the best option. And Casemiro, with all his experience, and Mainu with all his talent and work ethic and youthful exuberance, I think that's a very good pairing. And I think it would help Mainu learn a lot and advance in his career as a midfielder in that position. You know what I mean? To me, Mainu is a lot like a Frankie De Jong type player. He can carry the ball well. He can make good passes. He could break play up. He knows where he needs to be. He gets his move off. He does things that people don't expect. So it's one of those things where I'm looking forward to seeing the performance of the team this evening. And I think all United fans are hoping for a win, just like me. And like Alien Tenno and Stephanie Griffith, we all are thinking United probably going to win this game 3-1. Spurs are there to get at it. And with Son out, it could just be the difference. And you know what? In all fairness, I think if we go back to the first game of the season where we played Spurs, I don't think they played us off the park. I think we were a badly knit United team at that time. We weren't really finding that cohesion that we needed. The players weren't performing consistently. We didn't have a compact defense like we had in the last 5 games. I think the Spurs team were facing a much worse United team in the first fixture, and now the return leg at home. I think this United team has shown over the last 5 games, even though we didn't win, that we could perform well and keep a compact defense. And we can create chances. And if it's one of those things, if the team could be clinical, which was lacking on the first match day game against Spurs, then I think, as always, United creates early chances. People haven't been taking note, but this season, we had one of the teams at the top of the list in top 3 in creating chances in the first 5 to 10 minutes of a game in any game. And so it's one of those things where maybe if they could, be clinical today with the chances they create, maybe we can see ourselves go up 2 goals in the first half alone. It's one of those things where I'm not trying to hype United, but I'm just saying it as I see it. And Spurs have a threat. They have this man Kulusevski, and this guy. If we can man mark him and keep him down, most certainly, I think it's one of those things we're gonna keep them out and keep them off their game. I'm gonna share the link, Alien, if you want to jump in, or Kenny Fan TV if you want to come in and give your views before I close. It will be welcome, guys. Big up to you. Yeah, you got a man, Mark Kulusevski. The guy he's got some moves. He's a very technical player. He's got ability. He's not afraid to try whatever he wants to try. And it comes off for him sometimes. So it's one of those things. I think Dalot could cope with him, and if we pair Dalot with maybe a Johnny Evans or likely Willie Kwambala or even a Licha, I think it's going to be tough for Kulusevski, because when we played them last season, I think we clamped down Spurs entirely. It's one of those things where I think Kulusevski is good, but he's not Ronaldinho. You know what I mean? Dalot has been having good games the last few games, even getting that goal that he scored. I would say he did really well to get it, maybe even lucky to get it, but at the same time, his defensive performances have not been bad. They've been actually improving throughout the season. He's had a few howlers at the beginning of the season, but for the latter part of the season, Dalot has been one of our better defenders going for, as well as players going forward. So it's like, it's hard not to back him to get one over on Kulusevski today. Yeah, that was one of the things I'm talking about. I mean, Kulusevski. I mean, Spurs has a new manager this season, but at the same time, when they played us the first game, they didn't play us off the park, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be a threat. But you know what I mean? We got to start taking our chances, and if we start taking our chances, like Stephanie Griffith is saying, we're definitely going to be in line to win a game. And we're at home. Don't forget that Manchester United has the best support in the entire world, 500 plus million fans worldwide. The stadium is full every match day. The fans are going to be up for it. It's going to be cold, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be, singing and cheering along, not even to keep warm, but to support the guys on the field. And I think the team needs support more than ever right now. Guys usually say I'm the most positive United fan. I always try to speak positivity, but sometimes, and especially in this project where we see that it's a new phase for United and we're moving forward, and it's seemingly more a long-term project than a short-term project. I think the manager needs a little bit of support. Despite his performances, he's doing better than Eddie Howe, who's only, stepped ahead of Manchester United by a point. Also, Chelsea, they've been in 10th place for like the last 3 months, and they finally, they're on level points with United, and they're celebrating it like, they're so great because they're in sixth, they're in eighth right now. But if Manchester United gets the result today, we're moving straight up to sixth place, guys. Maybe well, we'll be tied with West Ham on points, and if West Ham doesn't win their game, then it's one of those things where next week we could aim to break in to the top five, because if we beat Spurs, we're gonna be 5 points behind them. They have a tough game in the next match week. It's one of those things where the fortunes of Manchester United could change. Like I keep saying, last season we were on the same amount of games played with 32 points. This season we're the same amount of games, 20, and we have 31. It's not so bad seeing that United has been performing so terribly, and we're still, less than 9 points off top four. It's one of those things where, if United starts picking up form, have consistency in play, and start being clinical, most important, these strikers start being clinical, we can see a run that charges into the top four, guys. And not only that, but maybe good performances in the cup could lead to a final berth again this season in the FA Cup. We've been there last season. Hopefully this season we have some luck and good rubber the green. Yeah, man. I hope the rain holds up because it's already cold out there. Yo, Alien, you gotta be careful, man. We don't want to repeat our last season, bro. You know what I mean? So you be careful out there. Hope you have a safe match day. You know what I mean? I'll be definitely tuning in on MUFC Release TV for when you call in. Haven't seen you in a while. You know, West Ham is our next home game, and I think that's a home game we can win, guys. AFCON is still on. Pretty sure that you know Ghana is gonna go forward. We're not gonna see any return of that youngster Kudus. So it's one of those things, 3 points is vital against Spurs. That's another tough game. West Ham is a bogey team. Yeah, man. And yeah, for real, Alien, it's a vital if we get 3 points. It's a must today. Today we must win. No news on Adama or Giroud yet, GB, but I'm trying to speak it into existence with you, my brother, because if there's one thing I think we could do well with Giroud. I'm not a huge fan of Adama. I'm not a huge fan of him oiling up itself. So I think that's a little bit much. But, I would like to see Giroud come in. He's on a free. It's one of those things where, we can probably pry him away from Milan for maybe one season. We've done it with a previous Arsenal striker, and you know what a success he was. And I'm thinking more in terms of we get someone that could not only help Hoyland but advise him and give him direction. Someone he can respect that has done it all. You know what I mean? Yeah, Kenny Fan is also agreeing. Giroud is a yes, 100%. And guys, thank you for joining me. It's one of those things where I have to be thankful that you guys always come in and give me some of your time and listen to me rant and talk about Manchester United. And as I get in, this is a starting 11. Let me make a slight edit to this, and let me add in Kambuala because I'm not sure if Leisha is going to start, because I'm pretty much liking the performances of this youngster, and I would like to see him get more game time. It's always good to give the youth a chance, especially when they perform well. So this is how I think the team would line up today. I would like it to line up like this. I think with this, you have a certain air of unexpectedness, as well as certain performances of youthful exuberance and experience. Guys, your thoughts? Yeah, Vicario, man, he came into the league and he landed. This guy's been performing on 100 miles an hour since his first game. There has been no change. You know what I mean? And one of those things, it's like, sometimes you see keepers come into the league and they perform really well for a few games, but this guy has not dropped his level. Hats off to him. Like some of the saves he makes, even against us, he had like a triple save or something like that, that denied us from getting a first goal. I think he was a surprise transfer, guys. I have to say. Who do you want me to change instead of Rashford? Would you like to see Ahmad there? Let me know in the comments. I don't mind changing him if you want. You know what I mean? I don't really want to start Rashford, but I was just trying to be practical. But you know what? Let me throw Ahmad in there because that youngster with the performance, the little cameo I saw from him, I think it would be worth giving him a shot. Most certainly. So GB, you really think Edison? You think, oh, Palestri, no problem. Yeah, Palestri's a good shout. I thought Palestri was probably going to be out on loan already, in my opinion. So this is one of those things. I'm pretty shocked he doesn't get more game time. It's one of those things that shocks me. I'm pretty shocked he doesn't get more game time. I mean, I won't be too mad if Eric Ten Hag doesn't rate him, but at the same time, it's one of those things. It's weird for me. Yeah, Stephanie. I was talking to Chelsea Dan about that last night, to be fair. The guy won a game. He's on level points with United with more goals than us. And, he has to call me and tell me all about he's looking down on Chelsea's looking down on United. The guy is delulu, bro. The guy is delusional sometimes. Love him to bits, but he's a bit delusional. Yeah, Alien, what are your thoughts on that, man? Like, for me, I felt like I don't know. I felt a bit disrespected. Like I felt like I got a slap on this side from Sancho when he said he felt at home and he wants to go back into, Champions League with Dortmund and help his teams and just get goals and assists. And then when Rashford liked the tweet, I was like, I got a slap on the neck side because I'm like, he's not showing solidarity with the United fans or the manager. I mean, it's all good. We know you're friends with Sancho, but you don't need to prove to the world that, you're supporting him. Everyone knows you're supporting him. You know what I mean. I think it's more likely that Rashford could see the fan base turn on him for that kind of comment. Yeah, it's a dig at ETH, but you want to know the funniest thing? Sancho's number 10 is a dig at Rashford because when they fell out, a lot of people might not know, but they fell out. His complaints was Marcus Rashford's poor form, and he starts every game. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like I don't like the Rashford comment. I think he should not be getting himself involved in those things. He should not be doing that, especially when you're playing under a manager that's backing you after you've had a horrible 18 game performance to start the season. You know what I mean? And yeah, you tell him in private, GB, 100%. You tell them in private at some because a lot of United fans are feeling hurt by Chancho's comments, and this player is not taking into account that the fans aren't in for that. You know what I mean? You got to back the fans. I mean, even if you don't like the manager, you got to have some dignity as a United player because at the end of the day, the fans are seeing these things. Yeah, I'm glad he got an assist. He needs to raise his value, Kenny Fan TV. Let's get that 70 mil for the summer. He's gonna do well in the kitty. You know what I mean? The transfer kitty is gonna do well having that. I hope that as well. Yo, Alien, we should have done that. We should have done that in 2022, bro. 90 million from PSG. I would have snatched their hands off. There wasn't even gonna be a negotiation. I was just saying, yes, give me money. You know what I mean? I think we did one over on ourselves there. We could have got 90 M's. Hopefully we get something similar because I heard Saudi is preparing a 180 million bid for Rashford. I think it's something like 100 million for United and 80 million for him. And I think he should take that deal. I don't think he should go to Saudi, but I think he should take the deal because we get 100 M's. 100 M's, guys. Surratt should not have that. 100%. 100%. I mean, people say Roy Keane should be DOF. If Roy Keane was DOF, bro, I think he would be already on the bet. I don't think he would even be in contention for playing this game, putting a tweet out like that. You know what I mean? Yes, man. We should have, bro. We could have got Gakpo. I've been saying this, you know what I mean? And one of the things for me is that, we could have had Cody Gakpo. But another thing bothers me is why didn't the board allow him to get Cody Gakpo? We pretty much spent Cody Gakpo's wages price in transfers in January. You spent like what 18 to 20 million. We could have got Gakpo, paid a down payment up front, and paid the rest off this season. You know what I mean? Somehow I feel like the board, protects some of these poster boys at the club, and they won't allow them to leave no matter their performance. You know, I've been saying this for months, bro. Like ever since Eric Ten Hag identified Cody Gakpo, people, a lot of fans talk about Eric Ten Hag's talent ID. Do you think Disasi would be at Chelsea if not for being linked to Manchester United first? Do you think Do you think Cody Gakpo would be at Liverpool if he wasn't linked to Manchester United first? No one knew about Cody Gakpo before Eric Ten Hag said he wanted him. You know what I mean? Xavi Simons, bro. Every time I see this kid, I'm sad, bro, because he could have been a United player this summer for like 18 million, and we went and got Mason Mount. You know what I mean? Yeah, GB. If Keno was DOF, half the team would quit, and Rashford would probably be working at McDonald's, bro, because the Keno monster mentality, I don't think a lot of these guys have it, man. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of these guys have it. Guys, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna end the stream now. I got to 9 likes. That's nice. Be happy with that today. I hope I could get to maybe 20 likes in a stream in less than 30 minutes someday. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Stay tuned because we're gonna be on MUFC Realist TV for the match preview today. Alien is gonna be joining us, super special guest live from Old Trafford. Can't wait to hear his opinions today on the game. Stephanie Griffith, thank you so much for always being here, showing your support. Thank you so much, Kenny Fan TV, for getting in. GB, it's always a pleasure, man. And Alien, my bro, thanks so much. I'll see you later. Guys, it's been, your morning views with Mark and MUFC Fan, giving you the little bits of information. As we know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is also going to be present at Manchester United Old Trafford live to watch the game as United take on Spurs. We have been talking about the team and the teams and the starting 11, and this is currently what my thoughts are on the starting 11 today. And my friends in the comments, GB likes Palestri, Alien Tenor is like me, he likes Gambala, and guys can't wait to see Casemiro return to the midfield and what he would look like playing next to Kobe Mainu. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Smash the subscribe buttons if you're new. Don't forget to like and share, and keep the comments coming. Leave your criticisms at the bottom, even in the non-live section. It helps the channel grow. See you all later. Hope you guys have a great day. It's match day, folks. Manchester United as the Premier League is back.